So, mit einem herzlich willkommen wieder zurück zur Folie von Folies Game aus einer neuen Folge Let's Play Ziel Episode 3 Part 02 von Angesicht zu Angesicht. Schön, dass ihr wieder mit dabei seid, schön, dass ihr wieder mit verfolgt. Ich würde mal sagen, wir machen auf jeden Fall da weiter von Angesicht zu Angesicht. Teams Büro. Let's fetzen. Ihr erinnert euch noch alles, was in der letzten Folge geschehen ist? Nein, ich auch nicht. Zum Groben noch.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again it is.
Aber schön, dass ihr wieder mit dabei seid.
Let us settle
Herzlich willkommen
down,
wieder zurück,
please.
hier bei eurem Folie.
We are all in shock, of course. Let us celebrate Louis's courage. He enabled us to avert a tragedy.
Yes, that was very noble of you, Louis.
You have given us all a fine lesson in courage.
Thank you.
He owes you his life. That's quite something.
That madman deserves to die.
We are providing Monsieur Peru with care, but rest assured, he is no longer a danger to himself or anyone else. I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
Meine nächste Lektüre. Das ist eine gute Frage. Die Enzyklopädie. Wissenschaft in Sprache. Ich denke mal, das sollte auf jeden Fall ein Punkt gewesen, umfassende Handlung. Drei hätten. Ich würde mal sagen, auf jeden Fall Sprache, Wissenschaft und Belesenheit. Das macht auf jeden Fall Sinn. Wissenschaft, Ethik. Ethik ist natürlich auch so ein Manipulation, oder ein Schwert. Ist eine schwierige Entscheidung. Jetzt mal der Wissenschaftler eins drauf. Ich hoffe mal, dass es das von Vorteil bringt.
Louis, I wanted to thank you personally. I admire what you did to save Monsieur Peru's life. You have given us all a wonderful lesson in courage.
Don't mention it, my lord. You would have done the same. I was just quicker.
Ah, humility is a fine quality, sir.
Where is he now?
In his room. I've sedated him. I don't want him trying to take his life again. Or, worse yet, attacking one of the guests. When in despair, Monsieur Peru is clearly a dangerous man.
Tell me, my lord, what did you expect of him exactly? I found it difficult to understand what his role was here.
In fact, I asked him here to speak about our collaboration. His mission was soon to come to an end, and I was hoping to persuade him to slow down. I had a few interesting missions abroad to propose to him.
Did you tell him that?
I just let him know that perhaps it was time to move on to something else.
On that note, my lord, I'll be leaving you. Have we covered everything?
Absolutely. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. I wanted to thank you for your support during the conference. You've made the right choice, and it gives me tremendous satisfaction to have you with me on this project.
Ich war mir nicht mehr ganz sicher, aber ich meine, das wäre so gewesen. Sie haben den Entschieden getroffen, und verspüre immer Befriedigung darüber, dass Sie diesem Projekt mit an Bord sind.
What is at stake is worth it, my lord. Now, I won't hide from you the fact that I have no idea by what miracle we could ever get a unanimous vote.
Trust me, Louis. We still have a few more cards to play. You'll see. Anything can happen in politics.
I'll see you later, my lord.
Oh je. Wo war denn mein Zimmer? Ich glaube, hier unten war das. Okay? Nee? What? Jetzt. War wieder zu freudig. Ich wollte doch eigentlich bloß in mein Zimmer. Ging ja rechts rum, glaube ich.
I already mentioned it yesterday. Either to you or to someone else. Impossible to tell with you people.
Yes, sir.
Your guess is not sufficient. Tell the others, for crying out loud. Remember to close my window once you've done my room. This isn't Corsica, you know. I'm freezing.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it straight away.
Good. Proceed.
Yes, sir.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Louis, once again, bravo for what you did. If it weren't for you, Peru would have blown his brains out. You've got courage. I like this. We just lost the vote for the next conference, and we already had fewer votes than Hall. I must absolutely find a solution.
Yes indeed. But I believe if Lord Mortimer is still confident, it's because he still has a few cards up his sleeve.
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. Unfortunately, that vote of Godoy you acquired is probably not going to suffice.
Well, it's still more than what you've done, isn't it?
I see you have a short fuse, monsieur. As someone who just started a war with Spain, if I were you, I wouldn't get on my high horse so quickly. In short, we haven't a minute to lose. I'll leave you now.
Just a minute. Can you tell me what Duchess Hillsborough proposed to you on the night of the conference?
I was sure you'd ask me that. Not that I hold the Duchess dear to my heart, but I do nevertheless have some scruples. I have noticed you hovering around her since you arrived, and I only have one piece of advice to give you. Don't forget why she came here. And don't delude yourself.
That makes 2 pieces of advice.
How you love having the last word. Now, Louis, time is running short, and as I said, I'm in a hurry. I have to go now. I will see you later.
Bin ich genauso schlau wie vorher.
Huh, that's me. Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming!
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess's room. I tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge your sister. I must act quickly. You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Ich glaube, das war hier.
Emily's voice. I can't understand what she's saying. Impossible. I can't do it. There's something blocking it on the other side. I've got to find another way in. Emily! Emily, are you there? Answer me. Emily!
Auf der Seite ist kein Zimmer.
To get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! It's locked.
My dearest son, I'm writing to...
Das kennen wir schon.
Damn it! It's closed. Seems like the key is still in the lock on the other side. That means I won't be able to pick it. Or I could do as I did the last time in the tower room.
Den Spalt zwischen den Türen und dem Boden betrachten.
I wonder if I can get the key by pushing something underneath and making it fall. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer.
My dearest son. My dearest son. I'm writing.
A map? This should do the trick. Perfect! This card should do the trick. Slowly, Louis. Nice and slow. I must act fast.
Would you do that to me?
It's as if there were several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim in all this.
What are you on about now? I should never
A
have
letter
told you
from
what
William
happened to
Pitt
me.
the Younger,
That's how it
addressed to
works, and
Emily.
you know it full well.
He's the
I'm
present
not that
Prime
naive.
Minister of the
I
United
know
Kingdom.
you inside
Emily
out.
has indeed
Stop.
some powerful backers.
We'll end up losing everything if you
Madam,
keep on.
thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Naja.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
What on earth is... You... Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You pretty little bitch! How dare you! Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on then, shoot! After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot! Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis.
Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival... Who was with us on the wharf?
Cardinal Piaggi, who couldn't stop talking. Louis, I already told her about our arrival. I know, because I was there. The Cardinal went up. You felt poorly, Louis, and I offered you my handkerchief. I was there.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
When we arrived at the manor, someone was already present in the Great Hall. Who was it?
President Washington. She knows about this part as well. I'm warning you. Obviously, I told you.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll.
Oh.
Do you remember if we saw each other that night or not?
Not at all. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
We found ourselves in Mortimer's secret gallery. What did we find in that room?
A load of old junk that Mortimer had collected. A so-called Pandora's box in the form of an urn. An old sheepskin that he must take for the Golden Fleece. The Bible of Judas. Property deeds as old as the hills. And a broken old sword. You are wasting your time, Louis. She already knows all that. Of course I do. I was there. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, There's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well, let's talk about us. Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help wondering why. Why did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night, and that's where your little game ends, Emma. Because I never told you about it. So, there you can't answer. What? No! You didn't do that. I didn't want you to be jealous of Louis. Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man? You dirty...
That's enough. I've had enough of this charade.
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Dies ist jetzt schwierig.
It's you, Emily.
No, Louis! She is manipulating you!
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut! Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now. Never! I am Duchess Hills. No!
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But...
You don't. Dear God, what have I done? See what you've done. See?
Louis?
Mother!
What on earth is...
Go away. You must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Come on, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her.
Habe mich richtig entschieden.
Please, go. I'll cover you.
What? What are you doing there? Stop!
God damn it. Now what's going on?
War aber nicht ganz einfach, muss ich sagen. Gerade wenn man die Story schon eine Weile nicht mehr gespielt hat, muss man sich eine Weile reinfetzen. Also ich habe mich so an gewisse Momente, kann ich noch daran erinnern, aber nicht an jedes Gespräch. Ich habe jetzt einfach mal auch mal Bauchgefühl entschieden, aber es scheint wohl richtig zu sein.
Good God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
My instructions are clear, sir. No one is to enter. My instructions are clear, sir. No one is to enter.
President George Washington.
Muss ich mal gucken. Dann.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Bin ich überhaupt richtig hier? In der EP03. Bin mir aber nicht mehr ganz so sicher.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Oh, richtig.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
Wollen und Godboy können natürlich auch sein.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the...
Mal ganz kurz unterbrechen. Also dieser Lord Voldemort oder Voldemort, das ist den wir ganz vorne gesprochen haben, ganz am Anfang. Der uns auch praktisch ganz eingeladen hat zu dieser netten Party, in Anführungsstrichen. Und der jetzt als letztes rausgekommen ist aus dem Zimmer von der Dame, der gesagt hat, wir müssen alle auf unser Zimmer. Der sah aus so wie Mozart. Die beiden. Den habe ich eh so im Verdacht, der wie Mozart aussieht. Mal gucken, ob es auch wirklich so ist.
Book 2 was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Schlag vor denen ausgebreitet. Was? Nia, nicht auf ihre...
I went beyond the nightmare, Mother.
You understood the Masonic date?
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand, and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't.
Grüß dich, Zocker. Ja,
Good.
ich streame.
We'll
Noch.
deal with it later.
Seine geheime Arbeitszimmer, die Tatsache, dass ihn niemand kennt. Arbeitszimmer haben wir darüber gesprochen, die Besitzergründe haben wir gesprochen, dass ihn niemand kennt.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
Bin auch gleich fertig mit dem Stream.
Or personnel?
Der Part müsste gleich rum sein. Kommen sofort rüber. Die Tatsache, dass ihn niemand kennt, das ist ein Glaube. Gut.
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure.
Alles klar, ich melde
In the
mich.
Persian Gulf,
Denk mal so
we
5
came
bis 10
across an
Minuten.
ancient grimoire that became unlocked, composed of 7 parts.
Um dem Game geht's. Ja, das Game ist The Conceal. Ist ein Moment, kurz unterbrechen. Sonst verpasse ich die Hälfte. Nee, das Game nennt sich The Conceal, ist eine Episode. Ich sag mal so 1900 rum, und man muss halt eben verschiedene Morde aufklären. Am Anfang kommt man eigentlich hin, als ja die Louis praktisch, und seine Mutter ist verschwunden. Und er suchte eigentlich hauptsächlich nach ihr. Wurde aber eingeladen, weil sie halt eben zum Goldenen Zirkel gehört. Oder der Sohn praktisch davon ist. Und er geht halt Hinweisen nach und muss halt eben so, ich sag mal, seinen Charakter entwickeln. Ob er halt eben nun mehr der Detektiv wird oder mehr auch halt wissenschaftliche Experimente muss man machen, muss man herausfinden, was halt so, zum Beispiel in Stofffetzen, was halt eben für Spuren dran sind und. Ja, geht bis zu 6 Episoden, die es geben. Ja. Und da bin ich eigentlich hin und wieder mal dran. Also es macht auf jeden Fall Laune, mir zumindest. Ist aber, ich denke mal, eher, ja, eine Mischung aus interaktiven Game und sowas. Aber, wie gesagt, ich spiele schon eine Weile. Wie gesagt, ich bin ja schon in der 3. Episode. So. Lassen wir uns mal weiter babbeln.
The whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him. Or rather, he found me.
Und die Hand hast du ja gesehen, die ist die abgehackte ist bei ihr. Die linke Hand. Oder siehst du jetzt gerade hier so ein Bild eingeblendet. Ja, und da hat man auch die Hand von ihr gefunden schon. Oder beziehungsweise wenn man halt eben eine richtigen Spuren nachliest, da findet man die Hand schon von ihr und denkt halt, das Schlimmste ist passiert, dass sie halt eben schon gar nicht mehr existiert. Ja. Ist halt eben auch so, ja, viel mit verschiedenen, jeder hat ja eine andere Machenschaft. Napoleon ist dabei. Wer ist noch dabei? George Washington spielt mit. Ja, eigentlich so alle so bekannte der spanische damalige Freimaurer ist da mit dabei. So. Er war jung, sympathisch, und hier, Holm oder Borchert. Von Borchert könnte es sein. Ich werde mir auf jeden Fall mal Honig zu mir nehmen. Das erinnert ein bisschen die frischen, hebe die negativen Gedanken weg. Habe ich keine. Aber ihr kennt das nochmal. Montjen Holm. Ich frage jetzt mal Montmer.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
Wir brachen mehrere Monate damit, an seiner Seite zu studieren. Sie fortfahren lassen, aber wie alt war er? Ich frag mal, wie alt er
He was
erstmal
already
ist.
old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
Er schlug ihr vor und folgte mich unterrichten zu lassen. Er wollte meine Erlaubnis, mich auszubilden und fort aufzuziehen. Sie hat ihn eingewilligt. Nein, sie musste sie zurück. Natürlich hat sie eingewilligt.
You accepted.
Please don't be stupid. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchert's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing.
Einen Moment, eine letzte Sache noch. Welche Rolle hat Elisabeth gespielt? Das wissen wir ja nur mittlerweile. Welche Emma gespielt hat, wissen wir natürlich nicht. Also zumindest nicht im Ganzen. Hat sie wohl mit Wollmolle über verhandelt? Warum die Kanone für Bonaparte? Das ist ja eigentlich egal. Für Bonaparte ist ja... Der soll ja eh fallen im nächsten Krieg. Das ist ja schon so ausgemacht gewesen. Gute Frage. Nächste Frage.
did you negotiate about the Angesicht with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Okay, dann fragen wir mal, was wir über die
I want to know what
Lisbeth...
happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
Ah, ja.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Hat sie... Louis, aber man muss dann alles versuchen. Hat sie umgebracht? Natürlich muss sie gar nicht umgebracht haben.
Mother, did you kill her?
Of course not. Don't be stupid. I had no interest in getting rid of her.
Ja, aber alle Beweise haben gegen dich gesprochen, du Nuss.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Angesicht, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing, and then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
Good.
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen. Once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
Ja, ist klar.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams.
Ja,
he is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Do you know who killed her?
Absolutely not.
Okay, sie weiß es also nicht. Zumindestens. Na, flunkert in meinem Auge. Nee, verzieht auch keine Gesichtszüge, also gut. Etwas anderes. Ihr Briefe am Anleger gefunden. Warum hat was Persönliche haben am Anleger versteckt?
You know, I found your package under a wharf plank.
As a matter of fact, I needed it yesterday. I wasn't expecting anyone to take it.
Ah, das war aber, kam mal wie aus der Pistole geschossen bei ihr. So, da fragen wir nach Biaggi's Briefen.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Biaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Hat's aber eilig.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
Okay, jetzt fragen wir uns mal,
Are you
was
going
mit
to tell
dem
me what
Hand
happened
passiert
to your
ist.
hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
Na denn? Die Fragen haben wir alle beantwortet bekommen, okay. Da hätten wir auch alle Fragen beantwortet.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
There. That's why we are here.
So, das war's auch schon wieder. Von diesem Part. Episode 3, 9, Angesicht, von Angesicht zu Angesicht. Erfolgreich waren wir auf jeden Fall. Wir sind auf jeden Fall durch Napoleon Bonapartes Zimmer gegangen, ohne Spuren zu hinterlassen, hoffe ich mal zumindest, außer dass wir die Türklinke benutzt haben. Zwillingsschwester beschützt. Eine davon auf jeden Fall, ich habe mich in den Gästen und Lady jetzt mal in mein Zimmer gesetzt. Ja, das stimmt. Ich hatte was über das Alter Fies erfahren können. Nee, Perus Zimmer sind nicht gegangen. Also die Alternative, wir haben einen erfolgreichen Weg genommen und nicht den Alternativweg.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Okay, so, dann würde ich mal sagen, das war's und wir machen hier beim nächsten Mal auf jeden Fall weiter. Ich bedanke mich schon mal fürs Zuschauen hier bei Frohliches Gamerhaus zu The Konzil, Episode 3, Part 02, von Angesicht zu Angesicht. Haben das Kapitel auf jeden Fall abgeschlossen. Ja, und ich freue mich, wenn ihr beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei seid. Und dann würde ich sagen, tschüss, bis dann, macht's gut, haut rein.